Dan, so I want to thank everything for everything you've done for my childhood and everybody pretty much in this whole building's childhood. You have voiced some of the most iconic, for my generation at least. The one that really pops out to me, I know you're probably thinking Bumblebee, but it's Cooler. I love Cooler from Puppies. Tell me about Cooler.
You're so tall. Let's compare heights.
I'm bald, yeah, now you're
Well, that's all right, but that's all right. So am I. Look, he's so tall. I'm 6 feet tall. How tall?
6'4", I think.
All right.
I think.
Put your hat back on because you're embarrassing yourself. Cooler, yes. That was one of my favorite roles because it was such a departure from what I normally did.
Yeah.
You know, I did the young hero, I did Spider-Man, I did, as you know, Bumblebee. But I did a lot of the young heroes like on Sectars and on Spiral Zone, a lot of 65 episode shows. So this was a chance for me to really, get kind of goofy with Cooler, and it was fun because it was Hanna-Barbera. I got to work with some really great people. I mean, I worked with Jonathan Winters. The pilot we did, which was, I guess, billed as like a TV special, there was, Artie Johnson and Jonathan Winters. Probably it means nothing to whoever's watching this.
It means something to me, though. It means something to me.
And it was a great experience. And I became really good friends with the producer. And we had a really, really good time doing that show. It was fun.
I can see that watching it. You can always kind of feel a little more heart and soul in a cartoon when people are having fun making it.
Yeah. Well, and also our director, Gordon Hunt, who I can't say enough about.
Yeah.
Gordon was great. He just passed away, recently, a few years back now. But he was so great to work with. So many directors keep you under their thumb, and they want that reading that they hear in their head. That's what they want to get. Gordon would hire the best people and then let us go. And let us do our jobs as actors. And everybody appreciated that so much. And that was part of the reason that it was so much fun, because everybody got a chance to exercise their talent, which frequently didn't happen often, actually. Working with Wally Burr, as I'm sure you may have heard, Wally was very much a taskmaster. He would go for take after take after take on Transformers until he got what he wanted. So it was just kind of pure joy over at Hanna-Barbera.
And also Puppies is another show where I had probably like 10 toys from the show itself. And that made me think, did you have any merchandise or toys of your cartoon characters?
I had a talking cooler stuffed animal. Did you know about this?
I didn't know about the stuffed animal.
Yes,
no.
There was a talking, this is when Teddy Ruxpin came out.
Yeah,
Remember
okay.
the big deal of talking teddy bear? So I actually went to Toys R Us and they had a talking cooler. And the weird thing about it was, you put a cassette in the back, and then it would mouth the words. They used somebody else for the voice.
Oh my God!
I was like, I would have done it for $100. What did they think? So it kind of amazed me that they used somebody else for the voice. But yes, I did have that. I did have a talking cooler. I don't have it anymore, so don't offer me any money. I don't have it. Do I have anything in my teeth? Am I okay? Because I just had a salad. All right. Okay.
Now you're getting a Bumblebee question in there.
Yeah.
When you went in there to audition for Bumblebee, did they tell you what they wanted out of the voice?
Yeah, Wally worked with me. He worked with all the actors. The director on an animated series has a lot of knowledge about the character from the get-go because they've been to production meetings, they've read, they've seen sketches, they've read the character descriptions. So Wally really led me through a lot. He would say, rough him up a little bit, make it ing, don't make it ing, make it n, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going, I'm going. Make him a little higher pitched, he's younger. So yeah, I was really guided into that direction. But the interesting thing about that was, when I went to the callback for Transformers, Wally came out of the booth and said, "Well, it must be nice knowing you already have a role." And I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, the producers know they want you for Bumblebee, but they also want to see you for Spike." And ultimately, they decided that since we had so much to do together, Bumblebee and Spike, they chose the great Corey Burton to do Spike.
Of course.
So I thought that was, I'd never been to a callback where I knew I had the job.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Now, there's a new Bumblebee movie coming out in December.
Yeah.
It looks more like the Generation 1 than the other movies do.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think it's going to be really good, and the reason I think that is Volkswagen has allowed them to use the bug.
Good.
So what this says to me is it's got a lot of heart, it's going to have a lot of humor, and it's not going to be like a big bang-em-up war movie. That was Volkswagen's main concern. That's why they made it a Camaro.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they would not give them the rights to use the bug in the Michael Bay movies because they didn't want to be associated with war movies. Something about that whole World War II thing that they were still suffering under. So what this says to me is this is going to be a lot funnier. It's going to have a lot more heart. It's basically a boy and his dog story, except it's a girl in her car.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be good.
I wasn't until I saw the most recent trailer.
The trailers make it look like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Dan. Well, thank you so much for your
Thanks.
time.
It was good
Big
to see
fan.
you. Thank you.
Nice fun to meet you in
and
person.
thanks. He's very tall. He's very tall.